Today we're going to talk about converting decimals to fractions and then converting fractions to decimals. When we convert decimals to fractions, we've got two steps. We remove this decimal and we rewrite it as a fraction. So we say this decimal number, which is 2 thousandths, and then I take out my decimal and write it as 2 over 1,000. Then I simplify using my greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. So 2 thousandths, my greatest common factor is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1,000 divided by 2 is 500. So 1 over 500 is your fraction form of 2 thousandths. When we talk about decimals, we have two different kinds. We have terminating decimals. They have an end. They stop, like this one, like 2 thousandths. It stops at that 2. And we have repeating decimals. Repeating decimals do not end. That's when you see that line over the top of it, like 3.3 with a line over it. That means that that 3 is repeating over and over and over. One way to convert a terminating decimal to a fraction or mixed number is to read the number. That's what we just did. If we had the decimal 4 and 25 hundredths, we would read it as 4 and 25 hundredths, 25 over 100. The mixed number you would read as 4 and 25 hundredths. As a mixed number, in this case, the whole number is 4, the numerator is 25, and the denominator is 100. To write that fraction in simplest form, we use the greatest common factor. Factors of 25 are 1, 5, and 25. Factors of 100 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. Greatest common factor is 25, so I divide top and bottom by 25. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25 is 4. So 4 and 1/4 is your simplified form. Now, look at this number line. We're going to use this number line and identify these decimals and then write them as a fraction or a mixed number in their simplest form. If we look at this number line, from 0 to 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marks. That means that I'm counting by tenths, which means that this decimal, 5 tenths, and then this next one, this A, would be 4 tenths. 0.4. Point B, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 9 tenths, 0.9. And then point C is after the 1, so we have to say 1 and 1, 2, 3 tenths. So 1.3, 1 and 3 tenths. To write them in fraction form, we say the decimal out loud, 4 tenths, so I write it as 4 over 10. And then I simplify it using the greatest common factor. In this case, I divide by 2 on the top and the bottom. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 2/5 is your simplified form. The next one, 9 tenths. Say the decimal out loud, 9 tenths. So I write it as 9 over 10. I can't reduce that anymore because the greatest common factor is 1. And then point C, that one is going to be a mixed number because 1 and 3 tenths. So 1 is my whole number, and 3 tenths, 3 over 10. Can't reduce that one, so that is my simplified form, 1 and 3 tenths. Now to convert a fraction to a decimal, I have to divide the numerator by the denominator. The numerator is your dividend, so it goes inside the box. So your numerator goes inside for 7/8, and the 8 goes outside. Now 8 will not go into 7, so when that happens, we add a decimal and a 0, carry that decimal up top. 8 will go into 70. It will go 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. When I subtract, I get 6. 8 won't go into 6, so I add another 0 and bring it down. 8 will go into 60 7 times. 8 times 7 is 56. subtract, you get 4. 8 won't go into 4, so I add another 0. Bring that one down. 8 will go into 40 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract, no remainder. So 0.875 or 875 thousandths is your decimal form of 7/8. Now I want you to try this 5/8 right here. Remember, add that decimal if it won't work. So I'll give you a minute to try that.